As you begin to wonder how exactly people shift from clingy to clear, from needy to naturally radiant and self-reliant, from frantic to focused, you might notice something very curious is already happening. Maybe you quite can't put your finger on it, or maybe it's putting its finger on you. Because what if the very act of listening here is installing? What if reading is the reprogramming? What if understanding doesn't matter? Because transformation comes first and logic follows later. Now some people believe they need constant reassurance. Others believe they are the reassurance. Some search outside for validation. Others breathe deeply and realize it was never outside to begin with. Let me give you an example. There was a man. He used to panic when he didn't get a reply within minutes. His mind spun stories, painted worst-case scenarios, until one day he paused. He watched his breath, felt his heartbeat, and realized he was still here, unbroken, whole. The silence didn't mean rejection, it meant space, and in that space he met himself. And from that meeting he stopped chasing, because what he was chasing was him. And perhaps as you think about that, you realize something shifting already. Here's another story. There was a woman who clung tightly to those she loved. Held so tightly, they slipped away until she learned that true love breathes, that space is not a void. It's the soil where intimacy grows. And in learning to release, she became magnetic, because detachment, it isn't indifference, it's freedom. And you may begin to remember something that you've never known. You've always had the power to validate yourself. Needing less makes you more. Love is not a cage. It's an echo between whole people. The boundaries, they aren't walls. They're the sacred lines where respect begins. Let me ask you something. When you think of the word clingy, what picture forms in your mind? Maybe an image of grasping hands, of breath held too tightly, of eyes searching, waiting, needing. Now shrink that image, make it black and white. Fade the sound, push it far, far away, let it drift. Now create a new one. See yourself standing tall, smiling gently, breathing deeply. Enjoying your own company, strong, radiant, a whole person who attracts, not because they need, because they shine. Swish again, until that's who you are. Some used to say, I need someone, but now they say, I enjoy myself and choose to share me. They used to whisper, I can't be alone. Now they roar, I am my own peace. And this isn't a mantra, it's an operating system, a software running in the background of every choice, every thought, every heartbeat. So now imagine this. You're walking into a room, not needing attention, but drawing it anyway. Not chasing love, but radiating it. Because your presence says, I approve of myself. I trust my own rhythm. I am home wherever I go. And because you do, so do they. Because people don't respond to who you are. They respond to what you believe you are. And guess what? That belief has already begun to change. Let me share something else. Did you know that every time you respect your own boundary, you teach others how to love you? Every time you say no, you make room for a deeper yes. Every time you sit with yourself in stillness, you become the type of person others seek out. Because still waters, they don't beg, they reflect. And now you can imagine your breath calm and smooth, your spine aligned with confidence, your voice warm, relaxed, clear, not trying, just being, not convincing, just embodying. Here's the truth you've always known, but maybe you forgot. You don't need reassurance when you're rooted in reality. You don't need constant closeness when your soul is expansive. You don't need to hold on when you're held by life itself. So let me remind you of who you are now. You're emotionally sovereign. You're magnetically independent. You're naturally grounded. You're fully whole. And those old beliefs, they've gone out for air and found the door locked behind them. And in this new operating system, the coding of confidence, it compiles inside you. As these new programs of presence, peace and power boot up, you don't even need to try, because you're already becoming. In the space between words, in the pauses between breaths, in the silent rewiring of your subconscious software, you're no longer who you were. You're who you've chosen to be. And that is freedom.